This is the New York Sports Machine on WICR.
And we are back here on Sports Talk with K&A. Anthony Carlo, Ken Reichman just finished breaking down the MAC Championship. The Jaspers heading to the dance for the second year in a row after defeating the one-seeded Gales. And we're going to move on now, talk a little baseball. If you caught our last episode on television, we were in the TV studio breaking down the Yankees and the Mets, and we only got up to the infield, and I believe we just did the infield.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Moving forward, we have a little recap of the outfield and some pitching to go through. So, Ken, you want to start us off here?
Yeah, let's start the anchor of the outfield, center field.
Sure.
Which is the only one where there might be a conversation. So let's have that conversation to kick things off. You got.
I don't know if you mean in your favor or my favor.
I'm not sure.
Reminding everybody that Ken's a Mets fan.
Yes, and you are a Yankees fan.
Yes.
And so Jacoby Ellsbury for the Yankees, anchoring center field in the number 8, and Juan Lagares for the New York Mets, patrolling almost all of the outfield for the blue and orange. So, Ant, who you got?
Well, you know what? In this, and who you got? Are we Kevin Walsh now and David Giacomo? In this one, Juan Lagares, when evaluating him, I can tell you one thing. Kid can play center field.
Yeah.
Okay, he is a franchise center fielder if and only if one thing. He can swing the bat.
Yeah.
Obviously, Juan Lagares hadn't proved that last year. Moving forward, I really see a lot of potential in him, so I have no doubts that he'll be able to turn his bat around this year.
Are we making this call based on 2015, or are we making this call based on 15, 16, 17, 18?
The fact of me saying he's a franchise outfielder?
No, when you pick your center fielder, who are you picking?
I'm picking for. I mean, with them, we could pick for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
I was picking, though, in my answer for this year.
Okay.
Would you like me to pick for the next 4 years?
Yeah, let's do that, because I think that's the only conversation for these teams that we can have for a long-term player. All
right. Well, in that case, listen, Jacoby Ellsbury can hit the ball. He's not a superstar offensive player for me. Okay, I've seen him hit 30 home runs before. We've seen him do damage on the base paths every year. We've seen him the ability to be a 3-hitter or a 1-hitter.
Right.
Guy can do a lot of things. However, I don't put him on that superstar level. For example, Mike Trout. Right. Obviously, nowhere's near him.
He's getting superstar money.
If I have to pick, he is getting superstar money, but that's because
it's the Yankees.
The Yankees can pay him that much. And if I have to pick one moving forward, I'm going to pick. Believe it or not, I'm going to pick Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I think this is where our fandom comes in, because I think it's a coin flip, honestly. I really do. When you look at this year, next year, the year after, and the year after that, I think these are going to be two very comparable players. I mean, obviously, Jacoby is a little older than Juan.
A little bit older. He's in his early 30s.
He's in his early 30s, so he's at the top of his game or on his way down. And Juan is on his way up. And that's why I think
people would have a gripe with us.
Yeah. You know what? For 2015, I picked Jacoby Ellsbury.
Right.
For 2016, I picked Juan Lagares. Obviously, depending on 2015, but I think it's a very interesting comparison to make, because I think they are very comparable players. Defensively, Juan Lagares is already a little bit better than Jacoby Ellsbury, because the kid can do everything out there. He can throw, he can catch, he can cover all over, because the Mets have the slowest outfield since my Little League team back in Pee Wee. So he can really cover some ground out there, and that's nice to have if you're a Mets fan right now, with Kadire and Granderson on the other sides of him.
Right.
But offensively, I think right now Jacoby Ellsbury is leagues better.
Right.
Leagues better.
And Lagares is 25 years old. Ellsbury's 31.
Yeah.
So moving forward, I have to give my answer to say I would take Ellsbury, because look, baseball players, if they stay in good shape, we know Ellsbury's had his health problems, but if he can stay healthy,
I mean, so is Lagares.
Both, yeah, exactly, and he's 25. So I'd be an idiot to say Ellsbury is on the decline right now because I feel
and
as
you
if
know me, I'm a numbers guy. So
I know.
It's just when you hit the 30, it's on its way down.
I know. I'll take at least 3 more good years out of Ellsbury. Okay, so that brings us to 34. At that point, I'm going to say maybe he'll start a visible decline. But for Lagares, I mean, I haven't seen his peak yet. I haven't seen what he can do.
And that's scary, isn't it?
It's
Because he can
well,
hit.
it's
I mean, when
scary
he gets
for-
hot at the plate, he gets hot.
Yeah.
He gets real hot.
But
and if he
remember-
can hit 280,
remember
if he can
yeah.
hit 280, hit 12 home runs and driving 50 runs out of the leadoff hole, which is where they put him towards the end of last season, and he can steal some bases, which is what they really want from him, and you saw that at the end of last year. They just had him running willy-nilly out there.
Right.
He's going to be something else.
I'm a big guy about the difference between potential and production.
Yeah.
And right now with him, he's obviously got a world of
I'm
potential.
a Mets fan and an Islanders fan, so I'm a big fan of
potential. See, I got to see the production for a consistent amount of time, and then I can give my bid.
You've got to have faith. See, that's my thing. That's you've got to have faith
Yeah.
in your system. You've got to have faith in your scouting department. You've got to have faith in your coaching staff, your minor league coaching staff.
Right.
You've got to have faith in your player development. And if you can keep that faith, you find yourself in a position where the Islanders are right now, atop the Metropolitan. Seriously, atop the league,
Right.
without trading or signing or spending big money on players that you don't have to, because you know in your pipeline they're on their way.
Yeah.
And you just be patient. You got to be. I mean, only one team wins per year. That's important to remember. Everybody go, the Cubs haven't won in 100 years. Blah blah blah. Only one team wins every year.
Yeah.
Only one.
It's true.
So the odds that you're going to win are not very good. So
It's
be
true.
patient and then win in the long run. Look at the Giants. Be patient and then stretch it
Well,
out.
The Giants are on the brink. You're talking about the New York Football Giants, right?
I'm talking about the San
Oh,
Francisco
the San
Giants.
Francisco Giants. Okay. Well, I was about to say that the New York Football Giants are on the brink, I feel, of doing what you were just saying about
Yeah.
being patient.
Calm down. Be patient.
They got their pick
It's okay.
with Odell.
Yeah.
Now they're getting Victor Cruz coming back.
And they might get Amani Cooper.
They just signed Shane Vereen from the Patriots.
Their offense looks real solid.
Their
right
offense
now.
looks real. They franchise tagged JPP,
Yep.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
I mean, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're getting very off topic. We were supposed to be breaking down.
Sorry.
Listen, we'd be good for a 6-hour radio show like Mike
Jeez.
Francesa
No, we
all
really
day.
would. You know,
I mean, we just could talk.
we're coming for you, Mike.
Anyway, we'll move on to right field. How about
You
we go
won't
to
have to
left
pay
field?
us nearly as much as he's getting paid.
We should pitch that to them.
Yeah, I know, right? You
You
give
know,
us
save
what,
$500,000 or save $5 million a
geez,
year.
Yeah, $5 million,
Yeah.
especially. Give us what, $60,000 each?
Yeah,
I'd be cool with that.
Take on K&A.
K&A.
Coming out of college,
Going right
obviously,
after
yeah.
Joe and Evan.
Joe,
I don't know.
K&A, Kenny and Anthony. New York.
All right, maybe not. All right.
Michael Kadire.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Obviously, made a nice career for himself in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Coming from Colorado, has an MVP award out there. Air's a lot thinner out there. Been hitting well. Has showed spurts of real good play. To me, again, not a superstar. On the Yankees end of it, am I going to say that Carlos Beltran is? No. And to me, Beltran in both of their primes is a better player.
Yes, but we're not in their primes.
No, we're right now. And right now, I have to say age-wise, health-wise, well, maybe not health-wise.
maybe not.
Age-wise, they're at about the same place.
Yeah.
Based on how they can come out and play every day, how productive they'll be given their age. Health-wise, Carlos Beltran gets hurt way too much.
And so does Michael Kadire.
Yeah, they both get
They're both
hurt
pretty
a lot.
beat up a bunch.
Yeah. So, you know what?
It's a coin flip out there.
It really is. I'll give my pick. I'll say I'd rather a Michael Kadire, to be
Really?
honest with you.
Because I would rather Carlos Beltran.
You had him.
I did. I loved him.
Yeah.
He was my favorite Met for
Till he
a
looked
very
at
long time.
till he
Nope.
looked at that
Okay,
pitch on
that
the
is a
outside
knee
corner.
buckler.
Boom.
That is a knee buckling
Punched him out.
curveball.
2006.
I don't blame him at all for taking that.
Cardinals moved on.
Jeez, nobody counts the amount of times that Jose Reyes struck out in those playoffs.
Jose Reyes is not as big of a player as everybody used to make him out to be.
No, he's not.
I'd like
he
to
played
go
in New
back
York.
and find the paper that had Jose Reyes better than Derek Jeter on it.
Yeah.
It was either the Post or the Daily News, and spit
It's
in
probably the
there,
Post.
spit on it,
Oh,
and hand it back.
jeez.
Because they had to tailor the tape why Reyes has more range, why Reyes is a better double
Stupid.
hitter, this and that.
And then he
everything
started
else.
getting hurt.
You know what? Prove that you could have a career like
Yeah.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if he stayed healthy, he would have been better. If he stayed healthy.
Okay.
But he couldn't.
It
And
takes
his
a lot,
hamstrings
though.
and,
Takes
yeah,
a
I
lot
know.
to hit like Jeter did in big spots.
Yeah.
And I don't think Reyes had it in him.
All right,
to be
that's
honest.
fair. I'll give you that.
Look at what we're doing. We're
I know,
comparing
we're all
previous.
Jose Reyes and
I'll
Derek
give you my
Jeter.
pick. Michael Kadire, and I'll tell you why. Carlos Beltran, I truly believe, is on his way out.
Yeah.
I truly believe he's on his way out. He may have another decent year in him. Michael Kadire, you could make the same argument, but I feel as if there's less of a focus and an expectation on him. He kind of comes in, hey, I'm Michael Kadire. You're not going to expect me to be your...
Hey,
you know,
I'm Michael Kadire.
I feel like as if even though the Mets are sort of counting on him to bring some punch, it's almost as if the spotlight on him is just not as big enough as it is with Beltran, and I feel like he'll
and that's
excel.
good, and that's real good because that's the spot he was signed for. And I love the signing. I think it's an incredible signing by Sandy Alderson. I think it's an incredible spot to put him in a lineup with his friend David Wright, in a lineup where you need the veteran presence. You know, some guy who's been there before. He can hit the ball, and he can. You know, he's not the best fielder, but he's not incompetent out in the outfield.
Got a good arm.
You know, he's been there before. He's won an MVP. He's put up offensive numbers in Minnesota. He's put them up in Colorado. So it's not like he's just a thin air hitter. He can do it in Minnesota, which is not a fun place to play
No.
when you're a hitter. So, I mean, he's done it before, and he can hit, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's going to be a veteran in a lineup of rookies, and that is really important to have.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a mentor not only at the plate, but in the locker room, in the clubhouse. He's going to be a guy that they look up to.
I agree.
So, I mean, for the team, I pick Michael Kadire. For the team, I pick Michael Kadire. For pure talent, I pick Carlos Beltran. But with contract status, injury plagues, you know, defensive prowess, and everything else,
When I watch him in the outfield,
I pick Michael Kadire.
I wonder what game he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I watch him in the outfield, I wonder what step he's going to take when he's running. Which one is going to be
Yeah.
the one
So I pick
to injure
Kadire.
him. I pick Kadire too, and it's a tough one. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Left field, we have Curtis Granderson up against Brett Gardner.
And it's not even I don't think it's a contest.
Go ahead, take it away.
Brett Gardner all day long. I mean, the guy can fly, absolutely fly. Defensively, if he gets to it, he's going to make the play.
He'll make the play.
He can't throw the ball, but neither can Curtis Granderson. And he can't hit exceptionally well, but if he puts the ball on the ground, it's a 50-50 shot that he's going to beat it out.
I gotta draw a line down the middle here, and I gotta really be honest and say I can't give it to either one without really thinking about it. I don't think it's as an easy of a decision as you just made it.
Based
Curtis-
on last year alone.
Based
Listen,
on-
I love Curtis Granderson.
They brought in the Walls, and Kevin Long is the hitting coach.
That's true.
Curtis Granderson excelled with Kevin Long as the hitting coach.
I can't say you're wrong.
And I'm not saying.
And I hope you're very, very right.
And I'm not saying Kevin Long is going to be the knight in shining armor for Curtis Granderson, but what I'm saying is, to me, there's a lot of upside here. I think that last year was a real off year for him. I think he completely embarrassed himself at certain points of the season with the way he was hitting.
Yeah.
He couldn't buy a hit at one point. But this year, I think there's upside. I think he's going to get back to something closer to what he was with the Yankees. Not saying he will hit 40 home runs.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to.
Right, and he used to do that. But I'll tell you this one. He'll hit you 25, 30 home runs this year. You know, don't worry about his batting average. It'll stink anyway.
Yep, and he's going to strike out a ton.
Yep, he'll drive in, if not 100, close to 100 RBIs. I think he's going to have a big year.
Fingers crossed.
I think he will.
I hope you're right. Listen, if Curtis Granderson can produce for this Mets team, that is a knight in shining armor. That is wonderful. And if he can hit 25 home runs, and if he can drive in 80 runs and keep his average above 230
and stay healthy
and not get hurt, well, we're in good shape.
It's
we're in
something
good
you
shape
need.
coming out of the two hole maybe. Who knows where he's going to be batting?
They might want to take some pressure off of him and keep him out of the meat of that order.
But that's the problem. They're going to have to. They're going to have to put him in there. You're going to need him up there. But on the Brett Gardner point, same way I talked about Kadire Beltran, contract status, age, for the team, I pick Brett Gardner.
I mean, I can't argue with you there. He's a more vibrant player. He's not so young anymore, but he's more vibrant than Curtis Granderson. His body, exactly. That's why I say vibrant.
And the Mets need a leadoff hitter. So if I could pick Granderson or Gardner and I can keep Kadire and Lagares, I would.
Yeah,
and I would take Gardner over Granderson.
Yeah, Gardner impacts the game on the base paths. Even though his speed is great, his base running instincts...
Not so much. Well, don't worry,
especially-
we're stuck with Daniel Murphy anyway. So
especially with stealing bases, could be improved.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of impact, he does impact the game in various ways. I think he's a leader on this team now that Derek Jeter is gone. If I had,
in the clubhouse, I don't even think that Granderson provides much more than.
I disagree. I
than
think he's
Gardner.
a leader.
He is, but I think at this point in Gardner's career, he's ready to take that step.
I see what you mean.
So I think, and on a team with the Mets, you've got personalities like Matt Harvey, you've got personalities like David Wright, personalities like Michael Kadire, and Terry Collins, who, don't forget, is a pretty imposing figure.
Right.
Who's been around the game forever.
Right.
So I don't think that Granderson, Gardner in that clubhouse is that big of a difference.
I agree with you. I think they're both leaders on their teams, and I think that if I had to give you an answer, I'm going to say it's even for me.
All right, that's
and
fair.
I know nobody likes when people say it's even. They
I
like
don't
you
like
to,
that either.
They like you to pick one. If you force me to pick at gunpoint, I'll take Brett Gardner. I will because what he really hasn't shown for this main fact. Last year, Granderson had a real off year. Gardner didn't. Okay,
fair.
But if you look at it the grand scheme of things, I really think that I expect a lot out of Granderson, and we should move on.
We should, because I have class.
You have class at what time?
3:30.
Oh boy! So
yeah, we could do. What do you want to do? You want to just do
We could-
pitching staff?
we can do pitching staff in a whole.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do it
as a whole.
And I also, I'm gonna say I don't think it's a competition.
And I know who you're going to choose.
Yeah, and I think I know who you're going to choose too. At least I hope I know who you're
I
going to choose.
mean, I'd be an idiot not to say the Mets
yeah,
are in a better
look,
position.
we got
here.
to think about it.
There's no way.
in a
There's no
whole.
reason
I mean,
why we even have to go into analyzing each
Yeah.
one. The fact is this: you guys have Matt Harvey back.
Yeah,
Matt Harvey chose to get Tommy John surgery.
good call.
Matt Harvey's elbow looks to be in great shape,
Feeling fine, throwing great.
close to 100 miles
Yep.
per hour.
Syndergaard hit 99 on the gun today.
Noah Syndergaard. Now the rest
Who's
of your
not
staff,
even on the team.
if John Neese gives me 12 to 15 wins, I'm
Neese gives
jumping
me-
up and down.
John Neese gives me 10 to 12. I'm happy
I'm jumping up and down.
from the 4 or 5 hole.
Zach Wheeler worries me.
I love him.
I see potential, and
Yeah.
I love him too, but he got shellacked in one of his early
Oh.
preseason
Oh,
starts.
geez, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I know, but you got to be
Yeah,
honest.
Kirk
I mean,
Neuenice is like batting 300, batting 900 right now.
I know, but
so
you want to see a little
I know,
progress
I understand.
early on.
But he's asked, what is he? He's got a 40 pitch count right now. They're topping him off at 40, so
yeah, I
you
know.
can barely get warm before you take it out of the game.
You've got Jacob DeGrom.
Yep. Rookie of the year.
Obviously, you guys got
Bart Cologne, Dylan G, who's going to be coming out of the bullpen.
you got a abundance of young
Steven
talent.
Matz, who is going to be in the minor leagues. Noah Syndergaard, who's going to be in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Jesus Montero, who's going to be not Jesus Montero.
Henry Mejia.
Henry
Did you
Mejia.
mention him? Henry Mejia. You've got
Juris Familia.
Jerry's Familia. You've got a
Vic
lot
Black.
of Bobby Parnell.
Bobby Parnell's
when
coming
he gets
back.
healthy. You've got a lot of talent. You got depth.
Yeah.
That's your main focus. Forget the talent. Because we know that there's and once again, a majority of it is potential. And
But it's good potential.
and listen to me here now. You know everybody treats Matt Harvey as if he's the knight in shining armor. Actually,
Batman.
The Dark Knight Rises. That's his title for his ESPN movie they made. But honestly, listen, he did have a huge year, but we've seen time and time again players with huge years become busts.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen with him because I really think he's talented. But again, there's a separation between potential and production.
Fair enough.
And on that note, if you look at the Yankees, still in all, whether you guys have potential
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily all production yet, I'll still take you guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
'cause
Because the
Matt-
production on your team is about 40 years old.
Masahiro Tanaka still hasn't proven
Scares me.
he can stay healthy for a full year and win 20 games.
CC Sabathia weighs 300 pounds again.
And he hasn't been stellar CC in a few years now.
Yeah.
And I don't believe he will be again. Ivan Nova.
I don't even know your
Pineda,
other two starters. Pineda.
Nova, Pineda, and possibly Whitley or Adam Warren.
Fun.
There's another one that's escaping me at the moment.
Kennedy?
No. It's a very exotic name. I can't.
It's an exotic name. Sounds like fun.
Can't think of it. We'll
All right.
let you know the next
Oh,
time.
I got to
but-
go to class.
Yeah, Ken's going to class. K&A Sports Talk today. Glad you joined us.
Thanks for coming.
We'll be back at it.
Where's the horn?
I don't know. They got to time us off here. Anyway.
I don't have my horn. Good night, Canada.
Once again, as I try to play our
you don't even know how to get us out of here.
Is the New York Sports Machine.
It's the intro.
WICR.
Well, there's our outro. Good night, everybody. Have a great night.